Si el Congreso falla en autorizar un mecanismo para reestructurar nuestras deudas, anticipo que la crisis será peor.
Puerto Rico, we have an economic crisis, and we don't know what's going to happen with the funds that the Puerto Rican government already had committed to build sewer infrastructure so that the raw sewage from the communities don't go into the Caño Martín Peña, and that our kids are able to live in healthy conditions. This body of water used to be between 200 and 400 feet wide, navigable, and as you can see, what's left of it is barely a thread of water. In some areas, you can actually walk from one side to the next because the water doesn't flow anymore. So if we don't rescue the Caño, not only is the health of the 25,000 residents living in these communities in a precarious state, but also the whole metropolitan area of San Juan and Puerto Rico suffers as a whole. How does that make you feel?
Well, it makes me feel like a second-class citizen. The message you get from Congress right now, Puerto Rico is fuck Puerto Rico, the hell with Puerto Rico. You know, and it's real sad to hear that coming from supposedly the biggest democratic country in the world. Send us back about maybe 15, 20 years with our project. But if they don't do it, we're going to have to do it ourselves.
How do we get to overcome?
Overcome, well, keeping united, you know, forcing the issue. We have to force the issue, knock on some doors. If we have to, maybe knock down some doors.
And today we are protesting against the possibility of the creation of a supervisory board on Puerto Rico. We think that the debt of Puerto Rico, you cannot pay it without inflicting further sacrifice on the Puerto Rican people and without depriving us of resources that we need to promote an economic development. What we cannot do is to impose further austerity measures on the Puerto Rican people, which is what the board that has been proposed would do. It's a festive atmosphere. We are celebrating the struggle. We are celebrating what we have achieved in the past. So it's both festive and militant. And we are happy to combine those two things because we need both things to further a struggle in the months ahead.
I'm Carla Pestera, organizer for the Working People's Party in San Juan. I'm on my way to Ramon Villamayo School in Rio Piedras. I'm going to meet the director so she can tell me about the crisis and how this is affecting their school.
4 to 5 years ago, we had like 700 students approximately. Right now, decrease the number to 370. Okay, they are leaving because they need to help their families. They need earn money. So being in the school is not attractive anymore. The other factor is, of course, these worker families are leaving because they need to search a job outside. By that, they are moving out. They are leaving Puerto Rico.
It has been raining for a few hours, and the situation right now, as you can see, the classroom is flooded, so students cannot use the classroom as they usually do. So that's mainly the situation here when it rains a lot in this area.
Corazón, dime por qué, corazón, dime por qué, tú te vas negra querida, llevándote el último suspiro.
This is not the first default on Puerto Rico because we have defaulted on our obligations with the people of Puerto Rico. So we have seen the effects of that. We have seen the effects on the youth, we have seen the effects on the education. The people of Puerto Rico have shared the burden of this debt mostly the working class. It's directly related to our colonial status. I'm not one to say that all of our problems are created by our relationship with the US, but I'm one to affirm that most of the solutions, if not all, are limited by our current relations. So we cannot divorce the discussion of our fiscal and economic crisis with our political crisis. And I think they're obviously related, and we have to attend both of them at the same time.